Hello everyone. It's been a minute. Holidays are crazy and I don't have like enough time, unfortunately, to have a long backlog. So pretty much almost all the time if you see an episode of something, I recorded it that day. And I would love to get to a position to where I could spend more time recording, but unfortunately I have other parts of my life that anyway, I'm sure. Do not touch Dave. Alright, well, I touched it. Turned off the clock.
Jackhole broke the clock tower. How the hell am I supposed to know what time it is now?
You found the battery.
Check your
Plug it
damn
into our
echo
medicine
device,
machine
bro.
and buy some skull shiver medication, please. Once I find out who thought we needed a running clock more badly than we needed shiver medication, they will be thoroughly reprimanded.
Tends to stop your skull from shivering.
We need 2 more medicine shipments. The next is carried by a traveling Hyperion requisition officer wondering.
Couldn't I just give you the one that I just got?
Without his guards, I'm sure
So that you could, like,
give you a good price for his medicine.
Talk without your skull
Just
shivering?
killing them. Politely, if possible.
Politely. Good thing, bud. Get right on that. Don't worry about it in the slightest. Let me just take them out real quick, like. Sorry, I don't know why I still, for some reason, like... There's that, like, American British stereotype where, like, the Brits are, like, these prim and proper and polite people, but, like, I know enough people from the UK to know that that isn't true at all. Well, at least most of the case, most of the time. I'm not saying that isn't something that happens, but I mean, the stereotype for Americans is that they're loud and angry and obnoxious, and even though that is true of many of them, there's plenty of people that are prim and proper and suave as well, so.
But we lost contact. Find it, please.
Being delivered by boat, but you lost contact. Let me go down here. Just because it's a part of the map I could uncover. Pretty much the only reason. Away. I don't like getting killed by threshers. I mean, no one does, really, right? You know, like if you lived in a world where threshers was real. Yeah, that's grammar. If you lived in a world in which threshers were like an actual like entity in which you had to contend with for survival, you wouldn't want to live on that world for very long, I feel. Like, I would say, oh, we got lucky that there's not any giant, disgusting monsters that are just, like, absurdly powerful living in our environment, but... That's down here. It's more like all of those, because all of those died and no longer existed, humans were able to exist. So, like, we wouldn't have to contend with them, because we would never have been born in the first place. Oh, no, stop. Stop. Oh, they're gonna break my car. I need to get out of this thing. I don't want it to get destroyed. Hi? Not being able to heal in this build is so bad. Like, I would ask how we're not always dead, but we are always dead. Actually... Wow, thanks. Give this health? Thanks. I think I just noticed something. Like, okay, yeah, this was a big complaint. I was talking about how it's bad and you're not zero. I do think, actually... I know I said actually too many times now, and probably it sounds weird now. Say it out loud yourself. Let me know if it worked. Didn't they change this? Where it heals. Deals damage based on your anarchy stacks and restores health. Yeah. Lower your health the more health you gain. Okay. It heals for a good amount too.
Who needs a medical license when you got style?
You got all the medicine.
Now,
Efficient. Very efficient. Now please
I want this, but I can't take it.
distribute that medicine around town. I'd do it myself, but Hyperion
And then broke my car.
doesn't like it when we leave our homes.
Can't you just leave? Like, who cares if Hyperion doesn't like it? Literally, I'm doing the mission for you. Like, I'm just gonna shoot Hyperion. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, beside the... I was just saying, that's actually a good amount of healing that I don't believe is baseline in Borderlands 2. So if we get to a high enough level, we actually won't be too miserable. Like, I was afraid to start UVHM because I'm like, this build just isn't very good. And if we do UVHM, we'll just die. But I might, like, after farming up good gear, which will likely take a long time, I'm tempted. Okay. To do all the DLC in UVHM, because I was thinking of doing it anyway like that. Then I was like, oh, I won't, because it's going to be too hard, it's going to be annoying with the gem scaling, and like, it should be bad. But I do think if we make it down here, which it will be a long time before we do, but if we do, it'll be pretty good.
Screw you! You can bring me medicine all day. It don't make you less of a skag sucker.
Sorry about Dave. He's a... we try not to talk to him. Return to me for your agreed-upon reward.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Now that our brains are...
Hold on. Link.
going to rot from the inside, let's move on to point 2 on my agenda. Revolt. If we are to shake off Hyperion control, the town will need a shield like sanctuaries to protect it from moonshot blitzes. If you could donate some shields
Something
to the
else
town,
worth bringing
I
up
could scavenge them and build us a shield.
is at some point. Honestly, you can take the level 35.
2 words, my friend. No refunds.
I'd rather buy 5 shields.
I'm legally obligated to tell you, I ain't a real doctor. Be
4
careful
shields, I
with
mean.
that. Sold! Come on, greetings, residents of...
Just drop whatever shields you no longer want into the grinder.
Yeah, it would be nice if I had, but it's okay. I'll just drop the old order in here. Buy.
Yes, just
No, 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 no.
3 more shields and I'll be able to build us a defense shield out of the parts. I was a computer engineer before Overlook's old administrator died and left me in charge.
Karima, you can't
Alright.
make us no techie shieldy thing.
Use a worm.
Who's a woman? Now, if the town needs someone making some big old samples, then what do you call it?
Your feedback is appreciated, David.
Okay, well, that was pretty bad for us. We lost a shield off the cliff. Son of a bitch. Sorry, this is not as easy as it should be.
Unauthorized behavior will be rewarded with a one-way trip to the grinder.
Okay, well, we lost
Almost there.
our shield.
I can fix that.
Where do we find a new one? That's a real question. Where do I get another shield? Let's see if I can get a love thumper. Alright, well, Henry's gone. You know, alright, something I was gonna bring up. I've been getting, well, you know what, I was never not into Dark Souls. I'm a big Dark Souls fan. I have a couple episodes of Elden Ring stuff that's like okay, but I probably, if I make another Elden Ring series, I'm not gonna make it like that. I'm gonna make it like I was gonna make 2 Elden Ring series when the game first came out. One was me running to places and getting shit that I wasn't supposed to. Alright, there's a shield. And, you know, just being a general menace. And I have a couple episodes of that out. If you want to watch them, they're pretty decent. But the game's been out long enough to where people mostly know how to do that stuff, and it has some tricks that have been patched out already, so. But I was gonna do another series that I wound up not doing, and then I was like, well, I might not do it, because it'll take too long. Where I just go through it and read, like, all the item descriptions, talk about, like, lore, and slowly, and I'm considering doing that still. I probably will not until the DLC comes out for that game. But I have done one for Dark Souls 3 already. So if you like Dark Souls 3, I have a fairly complete playthrough of that game. And I want to do it for the rest of the Souls series as well, because I like it. Including Bloodborne, not including Sekiro. I know a lot of people think that Sekiro is very good, but I'm not one of them. I don't know, it never clicked for me. I never thought it was as fun as Dark Souls games.
Better quit now.
Thank you for your input, Dave.
I like having a build, you know?
Overlooked Shield is finished, and I would very much like your help testing it. Head to the Hyperion outpost nearby and get to the mortar cannon on the launch pad.
Hey, Karima. Know what's even better
Also,
than having
Sekiro doesn't really have like that level design thing.
Oh my god, shut up, Dave.
And I don't know, there's not like a sense of progression or anything in that game. Like, you can kinda level up some of your stuff in Sekiro and sort of play the game differently, but not really. I don't know, man. I just thought that game was so boring. Like, the only fight that I thought was really hard was the rematch against the Owl and Ishin, obviously. Oh, and the demon. Screw the demon fight, actually. That fight is bad. Ow. I know it's easy to say, you're just bad, that's why you think the fight's bad, but like, I don't know, I legitimately think that fight is terrible. It's just designed badly. Anyway, that's not the point. I didn't think Sekiro was that fun. I didn't, like, once you got the gimmick that, it's not Dark Souls and you're supposed to spam the do nothing button instead of the attack button, it's not as difficult, in my opinion. Once again, not to say there aren't moments that are difficult, like Part 2 Owl and Ishin and shitty demon fight are very hard. but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bad take, I know, but you know what? I have worse takes than that. Okay, I didn't think Breath of the Wild was fun, and I didn't like Mario Odyssey that much either. So I have tons of bad takes. All right. Now I'm dead. But I think it just goes to show like my taste in games. Like I really like RPG mechanics. Like, I love building my characters in Dark Souls. Like, I will play those games. Like, I've probably done a playthrough of Dark Souls 3, like, 20 times now.
Who's that skag-sucking moron?
I've only beaten Bloodborne, like, twice, and I've never played through the DLC, but I still love it.
Port bound, 86 degrees skyloft. We'll need Overlook to sustain a direct hit from the mortar to test the shield.
I've played Dark Souls 1 up until Guinevere like 10 times, but I've only ever played past that once. So that might be like, oh, well, then you're not that much of a fan. I don't even know why I'm talking about Dark Souls anymore. The point is, I really like Borderlands 2, and you might think I'm going off on a weird tangent now, but not necessarily, okay? I really like Borderlands 2. And I really like Dark Souls. And I think they're both games that are pretty replayable. Because, like, playing Borderlands 2 as another character is great.
Now, let's try that with the shield on.
Oops, Dave is dead.
Please fire the cannon again.
Also, something that they did in Borderlands 3 that I think is just like, at least the way that I heard it, I think is just applying statistics like incorrectly.
This is truly a happy day. Return to me at your earliest.
Like, I honestly feel like Gearbox was just objectively wrong in the way that they thought people thought about DLC stuff. Like, the 4th skill trees in BL3 are fun. I'm glad they exist. Like, they make Melee Amara much better. They make Do Nothing Flak viable and really funny. They break Zane in a way that I don't even think is fun, actually. I think Zane's purple skill tree is really boring, but it's really broken, so que sera, I guess. And Moses is fun as well, but also is not, like, out of all of them, I think Moses is, like, used the least. People say Flax is the most useless, but come on. They literally enable the do nothing build with Flax purple tree, so I think people are wrong. But, yeah, Moses isn't bad. Like, you take a couple of points in it, but barely. It's mostly just, you get that explosive round that's essentially like money shot, but somehow more broken in some scenarios. I don't know. It's not the point. It's not the point. The point is, they did that because they talked about how not a lot of people bought the character DLCs in Borderlands 2. So I guess statistically, they were reading that as people didn't like the character DLCs that much in Borderlands 2. But that's just wrong. In most games, people don't buy the DLC after launch.
Thing about Dave, he's dead.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Yes.
Welcome to Overlook. We're so pleased to see you.
Sorry, Dave. No one liked you. But it's just annoying. Just annoying. I'm up here somewhere. Where am I? Pick up Tannis's Echoes in the Highlands. Go to the mailboxes in the Highlands. I'm just gonna click on this. See where it takes me. Right here. Okay. Alright, arms. Nice. Mama.
Ooh, that arm's looking good. He must have worked out.
Alright, let's go. Let's go do the thing. Oh man, I lost my train of thought. Oh, right. Yeah, but if you think about, like, how many people did buy all the DLC for Borderlands 2, out of the people who bought it, I think Gaige and Krieg are, like, by far and away the favorites. Also, not, you know, to say it in a way like I'm unappreciative of the work that they did or to lessen it, but Gaige and Krieg both have 3 skill trees, which is 6 skill trees, and they only released 4 in Borderlands 3, so... Ow. No? No, thank you. So the 2 new characters was more content? But yeah, also, them releasing a new skill tree for, like, Flack, who was the character I was playing at the time, didn't make me go, oh, I'm gonna play through Borderlands 3 again. It made me go, oh, I'm gonna mess around with the new skill trees for, like, 10 minutes, maybe. See if I can farm out some new items to get these cool builds to work, which, I will admit, took me several hours, and it was a lot of fun. And I did have a good time, but I mean, just the content value, I don't think it's even close. Because I see, like, Gaige and Krieg come out, and I'm like, oh man, time to do a full 1 to, like, 80 playthrough. I mean, admittedly, I have never gotten to 80, and I've only played this game up to 72, because the Lilith DLC came out, like, way after this game did. So I don't think I can be blamed for that. You know. Still, I played this game to 72 a lot of times. That's... And that's not bad. And, I need to summon Death Crab so that I can live. That was bad. Please kill something, Death Trap. I did it. It's okay. Look, there's only 1 arm left. I got this. Oh no. Oh no. Did it.
Just put those babies in my P.O. box and we'll see if that arms dealer lives up to his reputation.
No, 30 seconds now. I almost ran out of time. What do you mean 30 seconds? I don't even have my car here. I jumped off the side. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to play this one again. Unfortunate. I hate these missions where you have to run to mailboxes before the time runs out.
Crap, the goods have spoiled by now.
Oh, these are so bad. Anyway. I was thinking. Oh, yeah. I played through this game a lot of times, right? I made it to 72 on every character. Except for Krieg, which I know doesn't help my point any, but it's not because I didn't like him. Okay, I played Krieg a bit. I was just kind of burnt out on the game by the time I got to him, because I just wanted to play everyone else first.
I just ordered some serious merchandise from an arms dealer. Man's got to protect his business after all. I'm gonna need you to pick up the shipments quick as you can. Ooh, that arm's looking good. He must have worked out.
Alright. Try this again. This episode will... I don't know how long it will be. I want it to be longer, ideally. It's because I haven't recorded in a while, and I want to do so many different series. And it's not like I'm, like, looking forward to Borderlands 2 being over. I mean, I am, but not in the way that, like, oh, I don't want to play it anymore. You know, like, I'm having a blast. I love Borderlands 2. Easily one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. Depending on how well the series does, because, I mean, I don't have a huge audience. I might do the pre-sequel or Borderlands 3 after this. Just because I know people like to see... you know, like, if someone's coming to my channel and they're like, oh, I want to watch Borderlands, I feel like it would just benefit me to do more Borderlands content. And not in a way to where I'm like, I don't want to do Borderlands content. I do want to do Borderlands content. Oh. You know what? You probably know what I mean. Like, I don't have to explain it. You understand. It's just, it depends on how it will affect me going forward with content, you know? It'll certainly, like, determine what I want to do. Because if it's like, not much time left before those go bad. Better hurry. If there's a lot of demand for BL3 or TPS or Borderlands 1, I would play Borderlands 1 as well. I'll do that as well. But I will likely do it alongside Halo 2, and it's not... It's been a long time since Halo 2, so I'm almost tempted to just restart, but I'm not going to because that game on Legendary is a nightmare. But... Oh no. Oh no. Alright, hopefully I can drive the car backwards off the waterfall and be okay with that. Please don't kill me. That would put me back so many seconds. Oh no. Oh no. My momentum.
Just put those babies in my P.O. box and we'll see if that arms dealer lives up to his reputation.
Alright, well, my car is still alive.
Right on, robot!
Can I drive backwards? I can. I don't know where Zed's P.O. box is, but... Cool physics. Oh my god, I swear. If I don't make it this time, I'm going to be so mad.
Welcome you into the Hyperion family. Watch out for those stalkers.
Although I might just do Halo 2 in tandem anyway with this.
Now those are some pristine limbs.
Full P.O.
Well
box.
done.
Very, very cool.
Well, there's a joke somewhere about how those cost me an arm and a leg. I can't think of one right now, of course, but I could sell those for a fortune.
Why loot the dead when you can buy from me?
I'm sure you could. Pink Pandora. Nice. Yeah, I might just do Halo 2 during this. Also, if the DirectX effects thing was lagging out BL2, I don't know what that's gonna mean for the Witcher update, but I have a Witcher series on this channel as well, that I have not finished, and look, to be realistic, I probably will never finish...
In a fit of extreme paranoia, I hid my notes on the open.
I'll probably never finish the Witcher series, and it's not because I don't want to, it's just because it's a long game. And I have no issues with it being a long. It's just more, you know, it's likely that I won't be finished with it. Also, admittedly, sorry, this is a tangent.
I am going to die. Roland,
I think the pre-sequel is pretty good,
but the slackjaws who populate this city make
but
my flesh scream. A young woman said hello to me today. I stared back at her, my mind screeching as I looked for a way to escape this unwanted interaction. As my face grew red with nauseous stress, a blood vessel popped in my nose and a jet of crimson shot out of my nostrils, splattering us both with blood. She screamed and ran away. As pleased as I was at the time, I fear causing fountains of blood to shoot from my face will not be a viable long-term strategy for avoiding conversation.
anyway, yeah, I like the pre-sequel. Pretty fun. I was not one of those people to where at the time when pre-sequel came out, I thought it was bad. No, I didn't. Actually, I thought, and still think, that it's the second best game in the series, behind Borderlands 2. Flaptastic Voyage was incredible content. Still is incredible content. It's probably the best DLC behind Tiny Tina's Dragon Dungeon Extravaganza. Yeah, I totally said that right. Very good DLC as well. I mean, we're gonna be playing that because it's in this game. Yeah. Anyway, the lore in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, was pretty good. I like the story, I like the characters, I like, honestly, I just liked playing it. Like, I don't know. It's weird to say that's underrated, but I don't know, gameplay-wise, I think the pre-sequel Vault Hunters are the most fun ones to play. I think they still are the most fun ones to play. Like, even including Flak, which is probably the next best design. Maybe that's bias, because I like Flak. I don't know. Everything I say is bias. Like, to be fair. Okay, well, not everything. I do like to talk about lore and shit sometimes, and that's fairly objective, but... Alright, well, that was bad. I forgot that thing was there. Yeah, I don't think it's actually controversial to say that Flak is probably the best designed Vault Hunter in the series. Nah, I really don't think so. Like, the way that his stats, like, interact with his like, pets, the way that his pets work, the way that he can, like, be rezzed, and... I don't know. He has the highest diversity in builds. That goes a long way.
The same questions occurred to me today as I was pinning a disemboweled skag to my front door to dissuade others from approaching it. What does Jack want with the vault key? Was the before Jack crowbarred it from my bloody hands? Was it waiting to unleash its alien powers on Pandora? To make Iridium appear from the very ground? Was it preparing itself to unlock even more alien ruins? I will delve deeper into this question after I soundproof the walls of my home, that I may be spared the incessant laughter and joviality of Sanctuary's citizens.
Anyways, there's a reason Tannis is like one of the worst characters in the series. And why her being a main character in Borderlands 3 is bad. One of the big and like obvious ones. I have the afterburner, but I wouldn't know because I'm in a car. Is that she's kind of like the Expedition and Lordum character, which I don't hate that, right? I don't see anything wrong with it. The biggest issue I have with it is the fact that she's the Expedition and Lordum character, but Gearbox thinks that exposition and lore dumping is boring. Which, you know what? I think a lot of people think that Expedition and exposition... I can't say that word too many more times, okay? A lot of people agree that it's boring. So I don't blame them for thinking this. But then they treat Tannis like she's a joke character. She just has anxiety, she throws up, she's awkward. And so, like, she can't give us lore without then going, like, making a poop joke or something, you know?
I have uncovered legends of an ancient alien warrior. The legends tell of a magical key that can bring it back to life. If my hypotheses are correct,
I'm going to be proven right here.
the legends
There we go.
may be speaking of the vault key.
Also, a young man told...
I
Yep.
was pretty on my way back from the grocer's. The action was surprisingly tame. I only spent the next 3 hours dry heaving into a bucket.
Yep. Yep. Was not a poop joke, was a vomit joke, but you understand what I'm talking about. I'd say that. In any case, she doesn't really change for the better. Like, it's more like in Borderlands 3, they almost pretended like they didn't make her a meme joke character, and that she was actually the really smart, useful, like, vault scientist the whole time. And I wish she was, but they never made her that. She's just been a joke character, and she, still kinda is in Borderlands 3. She's just annoying. Also, Lilith is a really bad, like, plot-driving force. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't... I think the reason I was getting into any of this in the first place was, talking about how I like the pre-sequel. I like the lore it set up. Yeah, I like the lore that the pre-sequel set up. I like the characters. I think they're fun to play. Like, I have no complaints about the pre-sequel other than in the base game, a lot of the environments are kind of samey. But that's it. Like, I don't know. Like, at some point, apparently people were complaining that it was too much like Borderlands 2, but, like, in my opinion, Borderlands 2 is one of the best games ever made. So, if it's too much like Borderlands 2, they're doing something right. Sorry, I just don't want to accidentally reload.
Yesterday, I had a conversation with another human being. Granted, it was only a conversation in as much as my grunts of social terror could be taken as human speech, but Roland did not seem to mind. He asked me why Jack hasn't revived the warrior yet, if he has the key. I conveyed that the key needed to be charged by Iridium, hence Jack's mining operations. He nodded and silently wiped the streams of my saliva from his face. I returned home, confused not only at his lack of disgust toward my behavior, but my lack of disgust toward him.
the first time, I felt as if I could actually live in Sanctuary. For the first time, I feel as if I might be okay.
How cute. Tannis, accepts herself somewhat. Anyway, we're gonna go, fight old Slappy now. Feel free to comment on how many times you think I'm going to die to it before I, figure it out. What? Okay, I think that door might be broken, but that's okay. We ignore it and move on. Anyway, old Slappy is a good farm. Gives a lot of EXP, apparently. Also, apparently, can drop some good stuff. I couldn't tell you. I've never farmed old Slappy, but if you ever wanted to,
You smell it, don't you? That's the scent of a gentleman.
I have heard it's pretty good.
Beware Slappy's tentacles. You can blast them in half, but they'll regenerate sooner or later. Yes, you've killed the creature that removed my various limbs.
Well, that was fast.
I feel, well, slightly underwhelmed, to be honest. The eyes. Go for the eyes.
Well, got a fun shotgun.
Not bad.
I started that fight like, oh man, I'm not doing a lot of damage, and then a single grenade killed him instantly, which is fun. I don't really know why that happened, but I'm certainly not gonna complain that it did. Oh. It's a pretty good stacking shotgun. Nothing else. Sorry, I'm just making sure it's having me fast travel. Yeah, I'm gonna go this way. I assume that door doesn't work when you come here during the story, because I've never seen anyone go that way, and it would just be way more convenient. Oh, also you have to... Actually, the door probably does work. I think it's just you have to kill the Thresher to get the beacon. Yeah, I think that's the case. Anyway. We'll turn in these quests, and I guess we'll finish up. Sorry if I'm repeating myself sometimes. I actually have no idea what I don't mind doing it.
I would be upset were it not for the equally privacy-indifferent background check I ran on you before hiring you for this job.
Thanks.
Hid the copious material I compiled after opening the vault those 5 long years ago.
In a fit of spastic paranoia, I did not write down the locations to the information. Find it for me and be handsomely. Oh, were you expecting me to say handsomely rewarded?
Can we also talk about how there's a 7-year time gap between this and Borderlands 3? And like I'm giving myself a headache and making myself mad.
Murdering old Slappy was probably a bad idea. Vengeance is strictly. I thank you for your help.
Yep.
We'll make it through this.
Anyway, we'll
We're gonna lose this war. I know it.
pick back up on this soon. Soon. I did that on purpose. Anyway, see y'all next time. Peace.